Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy, we're back again with a new video. I hope you guys have been enjoying the week, enjoying the content. I really appreciate all the support on my channel. We're just over 60 subscribers, so I appreciate everyone that's been subscribing. Smack that like button, and yeah, let's get into this fantasy video. So my team this week didn't really perform to the top standards I was hoping. A lot of injuries, a lot of obviously getting Cleary into my squad pretty early really didn't help anything. Just like, ruined my depth in some sort of way. But it is what it is. We're in for a new season. As I said in my last video, if you don't watch all the way through, like, I'm not a professional at this. I'm just a casual bloke. I work 9 to 5. Well, actually, I work like afternoon shifts, like Monday to Friday. I do this for fun at the moment. This is my little hobby that I'm just chucking up videos. I'm just like you guys. I'm having fun with footy, and I just want to talk about it basically. So remember, yeah, don't be afraid to comment down below what you reckon, your tips, who I put in the team and stuff. I try to watch as many videos to get better at fantasy and that. But, just put down your tips. Let me know who you would have in the team and the reason why and like how your team's going. Because really, I want all of us to have mad chats and, just have fun with it. But yeah, with the first player, I'll probably go from fullback and go all the way up. So James Tedesco only scored 43 this week, and the only downfall in this game for him, he had 3 errors that probably really didn't help his score. Other than that, I see him getting better and better all the way through. I've picked with him this year because I really do believe that the Roosters will start warming up and really come home strong, hopefully. And he's a class player, so he'll reap the rewards later on. The only thing I am worried about with him is coming around Origin time, but that's the reason why we got a couple other players that we got. So we'll have to do some swapping and changing, but how we treat that as it comes, Next player, we got Nico Hines with 89, and another amazing performance from Nico. I've been loving how he's played. Like, I'm so happy that we got him in the squad the way we did, and I really appreciate him just fucking killing it. So definitely keep it for me for as long as possible, and keep it up, Nico. You're a fucking amazing player. Unfortunately, Xavier Coates gone out with injury. This was a late pull in the game, and I wasn't really able to switch him around with anyone because like Killa wasn't playing this week and a couple of other things. So yeah, it's a bit disappointing not having Xavier in the team, but he'll be back next week. Hopefully, he'll be back. He'll be better for it, and I'm keeping him in the team. I really think he's going to perform better towards the end of the year, really. And this is the reason why I have him in the team. Like at 334k, I'm not too worried about him. So my centre pairings, my first one, Stephen Crichton, amazing game from those Penrith boys. So Stephen Crichton, Tago, Helen May, who's a fucking beast. So Crichton with 54. The way I kind of see the Panthers going at the moment, I could have like the whole Panthers backline right now and you'd be performing so well. With Crichton, I really think when To'o comes back off his injury, I like Charlie Staines, but I really think that To'o might be going to that other edge to play with Crichton, and they're going to keep that duo with Taylor May and Tago. So they've been playing together for a long time now. And I really think that, as everyone keeps saying, players that have played together before, it just makes it so much easier for them to perform together in the NRL. So I really think that Toto's going to go on the other side. And him and Crichton, I remember when they first came in, they had a really dynamic duo. So I think both sides will have dynamic duos if they have that. Can you imagine Taylor May and Toto bringing the ball back, and then the centre pairing of Tago, who's been freaking amazing this year, also on my team, and Crichton, who's been amazing. Will Penasini has been very disappointing for the first 3 weeks of this competition. He really hasn't continued on that finals form that I expected him to. I'm holding on with him at the moment. I really hope he gets better because the new game, the way everything's going at the moment, we got strike centers becoming more and more of a thing. So we're having center matchups. There's a lot of long balls to just centers and letting them play. So I see Penasini being that guy. I think they just... maybe a little bit of time. I'll just have to hold out with him, I think, and see how we go. Kurt Mann with my half spot, getting 73 points. And fuck, man, like Kurt Mann, he's been amazing. Ever since I picked him up, I really been loving how he plays. And I love that he's a dual player, so I can chuck him in the mid spot and switch around, which is pretty much what I'm going to be doing when Cleary comes back. I really think they've been playing amazing at the moment. And him taking on that 13 role, it's a spot where he needs to be. So I think the Knights get better and better. And in a team that got beat on the weekend, unfortunately only had 12 players on the field, for him to get 73 is is amazing from him. So I just can see him continuing it on. I'm going to keep him for sure. Brad Snyder with 55. I think this kid's been amazing for his first 2 games in NRL. He played the first game for the Raiders. They got the win over the Sharks. Played the 3rd game against the Titans, and he's got 55. So he's going to be really, really good for Whiten as well, like really bringing him into the contest. And I know they started off shocking in that first half in that game, but he was really instrumental in bringing the Raiders back in that game. So I'm definitely keeping with him at 55, and he's got a very fantasy type football game. So I'm definitely keeping him in my team. So one of the more disappointing ones for me as a Warriors fan, shout out, I had Katoa in my squad basically because I really thought he was going to take that next step this year, especially with Shaun Johnson there. Shaun Johnson being out and a couple of games where he's left early with injuries or a head knock. I'm a bit disappointed, obviously, but, you know, it's the way the game is being played at the moment. It's a bit tough in fantasy to try and pick your players on like what they perform when they get taken off by the way it is, you know, for health and safety reasons. 14 points isn't great, but he only played like what, within, he didn't play too much minutes in that last game. And when Shaun Johnson comes back, he should be damaging on that edge. I'm a bit more wary now to where if Tohu does come back, if he does push Katoa out or Tohu goes to the front row, because I really honestly think Pane should be getting a bigger role. Obviously, Pane on my bench. So I don't know where Katoa is going to stand for me, but at the moment, I'm going to keep steady with him because I don't want to keep ruining my trades at the moment. And around Origin time, that's where we should be shining. So I'm going to keep him there, see how we go, and yeah, we'll keep playing on from there. So Bullymore has been struggling now for the last couple of weeks. He probably would have been a player you should have shipped off pretty early on after that first week that he got a pretty decent score. Unfortunately, his downfalls is Schuster coming back off injury, a lot more minutes played from Carl Lawton and a couple of other boys coming off the bench there. Obviously, Davey as well. You know, I think he's a really good player. He deserves a bench spot for the Eagles team. The fantasy scores aren't getting there, the minutes aren't getting enough, and I really think that I'd be looking to trade him out, but this is the way it goes. So we'll have to see how we go, maybe chuck him my emergency and see if he gets a bit more minutes through injury and that, but it's a bit tough. The big man, AFB up top, he has been scoring low for the last 2 weeks, low by his standards. So he hasn't been scoring too low, but, you know, I do expect more and more out of him. 39 is not a great score for a starting prop that has to carry the Warriors, but to be fair in him, none of the Warriors really played too well in that weekend game other than Joshy Curran, who has been amazing. If you've picked up Joshy Curran in your fantasy, great pickup. He's been fucking amazing. But I think Fanua Blake will get better and better the more sturdy the team will look. Like, so if we get our injuries back from like Shaun Johnson back, Tohu Harris back, a team that's going to be playing week in, week out, that's where he will perform well. I think with like a lot of chop and changes, he has to stand up. And with doing that, errors have creeped into his game. I love AFB. I think he's an amazing player. I'm so happy we've locked him in for a couple more years. And he's going to be better and better in my fantasy team, I promise you. So Payne Haas with 64 normal points and 128 when you put him as captain. He's been performing well either way. One of the most consistent forwards in fantasy. So crazy, man. Like, I'm definitely keeping him. If you ever think I'm shipping him off, that's crazy. Unless there's injuries or anything like that, he's definitely staying in my squad. Max King, my latest pickup because I wanted Cleary. Only got 29 this week. The thing with Max King is I picked him up because he does look like he's going to get more of a role there at the Doggies. I would recommend him getting a bigger role at the Doggies because whenever he's on the field, I feel like they just got that extra grind to him. And especially with injuries like Hetherington out for a season and that, he's going to have more minutes there. So I think he's going to get a starting role soon. So we'll have to see how he goes. And Chrissy Randall with 38 points. I think he's been amazing for me this year. 38 is his lowest score. But the last couple of weeks, you know, his defense is fucking amazing for the Knights. And he'll be playing all the way up till Brayley comes back from his injury sort of mid-season. So we'll have to keep him in there, see how he goes. And maybe with a few changes and this and that, I might get a little bit of a better hooker towards the end of the year. So holding sturdy with Randall. So yeah, the bench players, you know, we got Kobe Hetherington with 43 points. We had Tago with 53. We had Walters with 20 and Pane with 16. Obviously, Tago has been my best buy to start the season. Thank you, Rugby League Guru. Appreciate you, bruz. He's been fucking outstanding. He's been such a good player. I'm definitely contemplating maybe playing him on the edge later soon and see chopping and changing. He'll get a spot. You'll see that in my Thursday video before the game, where everyone's going to be sitting and chopping and changing with the team list and stuff. So I'm excited. He's been playing amazing. Hetherington with 43 in a losing squad, that he's still coming off the bench the way he is. I'm really impressed by him. I think he's going to be better and better. He's going to get more minutes the way everything's going, because I think he's one of those forwards for the Broncos to grind in a competition. Billy Walters was there basically because I had to chop and change a lot of players. It's pretty much the way this whole week's gone. So, but I really think he performs really well when he comes off the bench. I really think that he should be getting a starting role sometime soon. I do understand why they have Albert Kelly there, but I think he was really quiet this game, and that's the thing with Kelly. He is one of those players that is damaging on one of his days, but on the other days he can go real quiet. You can never see him on the field. Billy Walters is a bit more consistent. I see a lot more spark out of him, and it'd be interesting to see if they continue partnering Kelly in that. I think it'd be better for them to continue partnering Kelly, because you want to pick and stick with your half pairing. But I think Walter's been playing freaking amazing. I know he's only got 20 points in this week, but just the effort areas he shows, that's where I like it. And obviously Penne, he just needs more minutes. That's the biggest thing with Penne, and I really believe he will get more minutes. Matt Lodge has been amazing for us, but I would like to see Matt Lodge come off the bench and be that leader to our second pack, and maybe start the game with Penne and Adam Fanor-Blake to really give it to teams to start with and put him on the back foot. I think with the Warriors, at the moment, we chase too many points at the moment. We let teams in, we chase. We let teams in, we chase. We haven't looked amazing at all, and I know that, but to start with Penne would be amazing. And then obviously my emergencies, as you see, this is what all my my injuries for the week. So we had Nathan Cleary, who I picked up. Obviously, he plays next week. Liam Martin got out injured before the game, so that's fucking sucks for me. Wishard obviously getting COVID, and Killa, who might be getting a spot soon, so we'll have to see how he goes. This is the reason why we keep him on there. 220k is not too much to have in your emergency. So yeah guys, as I said in the start of the video, if you got any tips or any players that you like to see in the squad or whatever, put a comment down below. I really appreciate all the talk. I'll comment back to everyone is, or as much as I can, basically. Again, I work normally. I'm just letting you know, I'm not professional at this. This is all for fun. I love this. This is what it is. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the content. Really appreciate it. Like and subscribe.